Over at the Hobby Center, Theater Under the Stars has just opened the hit Broadway musical Waitress, featuring the songs by Grammy Award winner Sara Bareilles, telling the story of Jenna, a waitress, an expert pie maker who dreams of a way out of her small town and rocky marriage. In this all-new production, one of the waitresses, Dawn, is portrayed by actor Tori Gresham, and Oogie, Dawn's love interest, portrayed by Kennedy Kanagawa. Tori and Kennedy are both here with us now. Welcome to Hello Houston.
Hello.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Hello. So Tori, first time in Houston?
No, actually, I went to college in Texas, not in Houston, but I would travel down here every once in a while and check out the city. So
Yeah, happy to be back.
happy to be back. It's a lot warmer here, so I'm happy in the sun.
Okay, now here's my stalker question to Kennedy. So
Yes.
if people are fans of yours from maybe Milky White, from Into the Woods, you did that puppet acting thing, which we'll get into in a minute, which
Okay.
is kind of amazing. But you did a vlog that was online.
I did,
And
yes.
you introduced those from a particular location, which I assume is your home. And
My living room.
On the wall behind you, it says Houston, Texas.
Yes, my fiance is born and raised in Houston, and his whole family is here. So we live in New York, but to remind us of where we're from, where our roots are, we have a framed map of the city of Houston and for him, and then a framed map of the city of Tokyo for me.
So forgive me if I should know this. Have you performed here before in Houston?
I have not, no. I'm very excited to be here. The Hobby Center is beautiful.
So
We had our
beautiful.
first day there yesterday, and it's stunning.
We were all
Yeah,
just staring at the ceiling.
Okay, I've got a story about that. I'll tell you later about those stars in the sky.
Yes,
But
please.
anyway, back to your show. People love Waitress. It kind of is one of those shows with a cult following. Tori, why do you think it connects with an audience the way it does?
Well, I definitely think Sara Bareilles' music has a big part of that and how beloved she is. And she writes music that feels very relatable and very easy to listen to. But the story itself, I think, is one that a lot of people have found themselves in at a point in their life where they kind of don't know what direction to go in. They feel very stuck. And what I love about the story of Waitress is that Jenna finds the strength she needs through the community that's around her and the people that build her up, and how you can really lean on others when you can't find that strength for yourself. Sometimes it's the people around you that show you exactly what to do and remind you how good of a person you are and all the people you have to fall back on. So it's just a story about community that anyone can relate to,
Yeah.
I really think.
And Kennedy, you were, as we mentioned earlier, in Into the Woods. And if I'm not mistaken, with Sara Bareilles.
I was, yes.
And so did you know you would be doing Waitress? Had you done Waitress? Or is this just happenstance?
Just a coincidence. We did Into the Woods on Broadway in 2022, and I did a production of Waitress last year at the Ogunquit Playhouse in Maine, and then now I'm getting to do it again here, and it's completely random, but it's a fun connection. And
Knowing Sara Bareilles, though,
Yeah.
does it give you a unique insight into maybe the music, into what she writes and how she means it?
I mean, she is so incredibly multi-talented, not just as a songwriter, but as a singer and an actor. She is so funny. And I think Waitress is a show that has so much heart and leads with heart, but also has, especially with my character, these moments of levity and the ability to be silly, and it's fun to lean into those.
Yeah, kind of your guys' storyline does steal the show a lot of the time and does draw attention and pulls attention. The other interesting thing for me is, so you worked with Milky White. Now you're both working with pies. Pies are a lot harder to have personality and bring to life in set pieces and interaction with. But really, it's the story of the love between your two characters that I think moves people through, at least definitely in through the second half of the show. Your thoughts on that?
Well, I think it's interesting, and people will see this who haven't seen the show once they see that there's a lot of different storylines of love kind of going on. And I love the way that it shines a light on how love can look like a lot of different things. And especially for my character, Dawn, she's very scared of love. And I think it's such a refreshing way to see it portrayed that she's very afraid to give her heart to someone, and Ogie is so unrelenting at the beginning, which ends up being just so charming, and I think, like you said, brings a lot of like levity to Jenna's story. That is, she's dealing with love in a very, very different way, and it's just really. Really lighthearted to see that storyline and how when she can let her guard down and not take herself so seriously, how sweet love can be, and wholesome and just easy. That's what I love about. And it's very easy working with you as well. It's easy to love you.
We have a good time.
We have a great time.
Linda Lavin recently passed. She's an actress known primarily by most people from the TV show Alice. There are a lot of similarities between Waitress and Alice. Is the Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore, the movie that Alice came out of, is there a bond between this show and that? Is there some kind of, because you're almost the Vera character from the TV series.
I haven't thought about that actually until you brought that up just now.
You have the Flo kind of character.
100%. Yeah. I think that, and there's a lot of other stories kind of similar, like Diner, the same kind of feeling. That evokes, or these kind of archetypes, and now I'm going to be thinking about that tonight when we do our first review.
Yeah.
No, I love that. I'll call you and I'll tell you my answer after that, because now my brain's like, oh my god, I didn't even think about that.
So Kennedy, when you're looking at these roles, and you've got the very physical comedy in it too, and you've got some great dance and all of that's in that character, how much for you is let's pull it out each night, or is it, I got to do this again tonight and get it right?
I think it's definitely a little bit of both. I think this show has some really heavy moments that are very impactful. So I think that it is very important with my track to shake people out of that and remember that we're also having fun and like we're allowed to laugh. And it's also just so much fun selfishly to get to do that.
Yeah.
That being said, it's also very, very physical. And so some days I am like, I don't think about it in the moment when I'm like jumping over things and kicking and stuff. But then I get off stage and I'm like, okay, I need a ventilator because I think I'm going to collapse.
Before we run out of time, probably terribly unfair question. Is it easier, Kennedy, to work with Milky White or with Tori?
Oh, Tori is so much easier. Milky White is such a
Correct
diva.
answer.
Don't tell her I said that. But
And that, of course, is the puppet that you brought to life in an amazing way. I watched some footage of you moving it again, and then from the Tony Awards. It's just
Incredible.
And it's so simple, the gestures, and yet the life is there.
thank you.
You've got like 15 seconds to answer this question. As an actor, do you use your body the same way?
Yes, 100%. I think that puppetry and acting and the physical life that resides in each are definitely tethered. And I think that when exploring the ways that you can bring a puppet to life and have it move, you first have to figure out how your own body moves. And so with a more physically comedic character like Ogie, it's really helpful to be in touch with what you're capable of doing and what you're able to express and communicate with the audience.
Kennedy Kanagawa and Tori Gresham, thank you both for being here. Currently, there you can see them on stage at the Hobby Center in Waitress for Theater Under the Stars now through Sunday, April 27th. Find out more at tuts.org.